I finally have a quiet moment in my house to make this video, and I managed to delete my script that I wrote earlier today. So that is just the way my week is going with technology. Sometimes things just don't line up. But that's fine because I can still share some tips with you. I know this newsletter is coming out late, and some of you are receiving it who haven't received one yet because I had some new folks join the list this week. And some of you are receiving it for the first time because you're just on a once a month list. And I just wanted to encourage everyone to use the link in the newsletter today to update your preferences and share with me about some of the ways that I can better serve you in the coming year, the topics that you're interested in, the types of events that you might like to get involved with. You can share all of that by clicking to update your preferences on my newsletter list. And that will also help you to enter to win one of my last 2 copies of the Tweak Your Self-Talk weekly desk calendar that I made for this year. I think that text probably shows up backwards, but that's fine. We are on week 3 of the calendar, or week 4 of the calendar, sorry, right now. And the affirmation for this week is, I give myself permission to do what feels nourishing to me right now. I think it is not uncommon for us as women, and I think particularly as moms, to get really caught up in taking care of everyone else. And I want to say that it is okay and even necessary to do some things that feel nourishing to you. When you do that, you have much more to give to your loved ones and your family and your friends that are expecting things of you. So stop and take a breath and give yourself permission and allow yourself to wonder about what would feel good in a really nourishing way to you today and even right now. And I've included in the newsletter a few ways that I often find to nourish myself within the moment or even as I plan out my day. For me, as a new mom of 2 kiddos a couple years ago, boy, more than that, I guess, over 3 years ago now when Roman was little, I was running on burnout just constantly. I wasn't sleeping good and I wasn't taking care of myself. And when I did, I felt guilty about it because I felt like everybody was relying on me and depending on me to show up and take care of them. And I just felt like I was never going to be enough. And that is really where this work around our inner dialogue and self-talk came from and kind of originated for me because I started speaking more kindly to myself, and that made a huge difference. And so now I try to encourage other women to not be afraid of befriending themselves and extending their kindness even to themselves or including themselves in their own kindness. So I just encourage you to do that. Take the affirmation and repeat it, say it out loud, put it into your own words, whatever feels comfortable to you, and allow yourself to wonder about what would really feel good to you right now or today or this week. What can you carve out some space for? And it doesn't have to be something huge. It can be something, even something small. Now, I know some of you are on the list because you're interested in learning more about essential oils, and some of you aren't into that, and that's totally cool. I have no attachment to that at all, but there are a couple of essential oils mentioned there on the calendar, and this week's are basil and clary sage, so I just wanted to share a little bit about those 2 oils. Basil is really a refreshing oil, one that people often go to for adrenal support when they're feeling particularly run down. And so that is an awesome one for this week if your cycle has synced up with the moon. The new moon is associated with menstruation, and this week is kind of leading into that as the new moon, I think, is on Friday, the 27th. And then clary sage is one that has been used in a lot of sort of dream practices and that kind of thing. Something that helps to maybe bring greater insight or just kind of help you to tune in. And the way that I like to use the oils is really just to sort of shift my landscape and put me in a different space, but I also find that they're supportive for my body. And so I use these two oils, or I use a blend called Clary Calm that includes these two oils as well as a couple of others. And I put that on my abdomen and on my lower back if I'm feeling any tension there. And if I do that once or twice a day leading up to my the start of my cycle, I find that I have some fewer uncomfortable symptoms. So I like to share that tool as well. Thank you for giving me some space in your inbox today. And again, go and update your preferences, visit my Facebook page, and enter to win if you don't have a calendar already. Or even if you do, you can enter, and if you win it, you can gift one to a friend. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.